If your first fish died, it probably wasn't your fault. Most beginners don't hear that. They hear, you must have done something wrong. But here's the part nobody tells you. You followed the advice, you trusted the pet store, you did exactly what beginners are told to do, and when things went wrong, you blamed yourself. They didn't lie to you. They just sold you confidence before biology was ready. Because aquariums don't fail instantly. They fail quietly. And today, we're breaking down 7 pet store lies that quietly destroy beginner tanks. Not all at once, but one pressure point at a time. Stay to the end. Because once you understand why these lies work, you'll never make the same mistakes again. And if you like learning what's actually happening behind the glass, not just being told what to buy next, you're going to feel right at home here. Let's get into it. Number 7. This fish is beginner friendly. You've heard this one. The fish is small, it's calm, it's cheap, it looks harmless. And in the store tank, it probably is harmless. What they don't explain is juvenile masking. Young fish don't behave like adults. Hormones haven't kicked in. Territory doesn't matter yet. Confidence hasn't formed. So beginners take the fish home, everything looks fine, and then weeks later, behavior changes. You've seen this. Chasing starts, fin nipping appears. Stress creeps in. It feels random. It isn't. The fish didn't change suddenly. It finished growing. The fix isn't complicated. Stop judging fish by store size. Start judging them by adult behavior. And if that already sounds familiar, yeah, this channel might save you a second round of learning the hard way. Because the next lie hits even faster. Number 6, you can add fish right away. This one feels comforting. You set up the tank, you add water, you wait a day. The store says you're good. What they don't explain is that bacteria don't grow on your schedule. Fish load increases instantly. Biology ramps up slowly. That gap is where ammonia spikes hide. That's where stress starts, long before fish look sick. So beginners add fish, things look fine, and days later, aggression appears. Fish aren't mean, they're stressed. The fix isn't more water changes, it's patience. Let the tank mature, let bacteria catch up. Biology doesn't run on overnight shipping. And the next lie makes this problem even harder to see. Number 5, just change the water if something goes wrong. Sometimes it's phrased differently. Just add bacteria, just do a big water change. And yes, water changes help. Bacteria starters can help, but they don't replace biological maturity. Beginners think water fixes systems. It doesn't. Water resets symptoms, not structure. That's why tanks feel like they're always almost stable, because the root cause never gets time to settle. The fix is consistency. Regular, moderate changes, stable routines, not panic resets. If you've ever felt like you were constantly chasing problems, this is probably why. And if this is already changing how you look at your tank, yeah, this channel might save you a few expensive lessons. Which brings us to a lie that quietly sets tanks up to fail long term. Number 4, this tank is big enough. Big enough for now. This one is dangerous because it's technically true temporarily. Fish don't stop growing because tanks are small. Their behavior adapts first. Territory compresses, movement paths shrink, confidence grows. So aggression doesn't start on day 1. It shows up months later. That's why rearranging decor sometimes fixes things. It resets ownership. The fix isn't squeezing fish into the biggest tank you can afford. It's planning for adult size and adult behavior. If space math stops working, no amount of decoration saves it. And the next lie explains why community tanks fall apart even when size seems fine. Number 3. All peaceful fish can live together. This one sounds logical. The label says peaceful. So peaceful plus peaceful should work. But behavior doesn't follow labels. It follows pressure. Some fish establish hierarchy, some defend space, some need constant motion. Put incompatible behaviors together, and someone always loses. That's when beginners say, I thought they were peaceful. They were, until conditions forced them not to be. The fix isn't removing the aggressive fish first. It's asking what pressure you created. If that thought feels new, good. That's how you start seeing tanks differently. The next lie hides problems even longer. Number 2, if the water is clear, it's clean. Clear water feels safe. You can see the fish. The glass sparkles. But a fish don't live in glass. They live in chemistry. Some of the most dangerous tanks look perfect right before things collapse, because clarity has nothing to do with biological stability. The fix is simple but unglamorous. Test occasionally, observe behavior constantly. Clear water is not a health signal. Fish behavior is. And that brings us to the lie that ties everything together. Number 1, you just need more products. This is the sales loop. When something goes wrong, the solution is always another bottle. More bacteria, more chemicals, more equipment. But most problems aren't caused by missing products. They're caused by repeating habits. Overfeeding, overstocking, overcleaning, rushing biology. The fix isn't buying your way out. It's understanding the system you already have. And once you see that, everything starts to make sense. Mythbus. Why these pet store lies keep working. And before we wrap this up, there's something we need to clear out. Because if parts of this video felt uncomfortably familiar, that's not random. It's driven by a few ideas that sound reasonable, but quietly push peaceful fish into aggression. Let's break those down. Myth number 1, pet stores lie to you. This is the easiest explanation. If the advice didn't work, then someone must be dishonest. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most pet store advice isn't evil. It's compressed. Complex biology gets turned into short, safe-sounding sentences that fit a quick conversation. And living systems don't survive simplification. When advice removes timelines, delays, and limits, it creates false confidence. Things work for a while and then fail quietly later. That's why beginners feel betrayed. They weren't lied to, they were only told the part that sells. Myth number 2, if it worked for someone else, it should work for me. This myth traps a lot of smart beginners. You see a tank online, you copy the fish list, you copy the gear, and your tank still falls apart. Because aquariums aren't recipes, they're environments. 2 tanks with the same fish can behave completely differently based on layout, feeding patterns, group ratios, and timing. Advice without context isn't helpful. It's dangerous because it hides pressure until it's too late. Myth number 3, if nothing looks wrong, nothing is wrong. This one does the most damage. Clear water, active fish, no torn fins, so beginners relax. But biology doesn't announce problems early. It accumulates them. Stress hormones rise, hierarchy destabilizes, territory pressure increases. By the time damage shows up, the system already collapsed days or weeks ago. Aggression doesn't start loud, it starts quiet. All of these myths share one thing. They make aquariums feel simpler than they are. And simplified thinking breaks living systems. That's where the real understanding starts. The 3 truths pet stores can't teach you. Truth number 1, retail advice optimizes for today. Biology optimizes for survival. Stores focus on getting fish home alive today. Biology cares about balance over time. That's why beginner tanks look great at first and unravel later. Nothing went wrong suddenly. The system just reached its limit. Truth number 2, every shortcut shifts the cost forward. Fast cycling, instant stocking, quick fixes, they work temporarily. Biology always collects payment later. Truth number 3, beginners don't fail because they're careless. Pressure is invisible. Pressure builds quietly until everything breaks at once. That's not failure, that's delayed feedback. Once you understand this, you stop asking, what did I do wrong? And start asking, what pressure did I create without noticing? That shift alone prevents more tank crashes than any product ever will. And this is exactly why peaceful fish turn aggressive. Not because of the fish, but because of the pressure we create. If you want to see how this pressure shows up as aggression, watch the next video on screen. Peaceful fish turn aggressive, it's not the fish. And if this breakdown helped you see your tank differently, hit subscribe. Until next time, keep your tanks balanced, your glass spotless, and your curiosity flowing.